sure how this is going to come out, but there's enough questions where I'm going to make a little how-to. So you get a punch, get a hammer. Doesn't necessarily need to be this punch or this hammer as far as size. Half-inch drill bit with your drill.
Go slow. It's not a race. And make sure you're going straight. Not going to block it. And the punch is just so your bit doesn't jump, which this aluminum is pretty easy to go through, it shouldn't jump.
Next thing, get yourself a file. Not too much, because you don't want to make the hole that much bigger. Just want to knock the burrs off. That seems to be good there. Usually I would take this somewhere else where there's not a bunch of aluminum laying around, but I'll make sure I blow it off with air beforehand, before I put it back on. So this hose has an outer diameter of 1/2 inch, which is the same as this hole. Inner diameter, 1/4 inch. Don't know how much you need. I just pull the whole bunch. Anything that's less, I just leave it on the shelf and use it. So when I'm fishing this through, if you can't see it, it doesn't go through easily. It doesn't go through easily at all, which is why I don't have to use a grommet. I can literally whip this thing around and it's not coming off because it's that tight. Now I don't have to worry about the hose falling apart because I've used reinforced hose. This is a fuel grade hose. And like the other video I have, what we end up doing is putting a T-fitting on this. I'll just stop this and then start it when we install it. All right, so once you have it drilled out, cleaned up of all the debris, you're gonna add your blue Loctite so we don't have shit coming out on us. Not that you can see that on the camera, but you're looking at that gorgeous 131, so I don't really need to. If you don't know how to apply Loctite to a bolt, we probably shouldn't be going down this road. You should probably stop right now. Trick to keeping the back gasket on there, white lithium grease. This is why I don't do how-tos. Okay, so got our box with all our breather bolts. These I don't worry so much about covering in Loctite, but I do it just so we don't have any issues. You just do a little bit towards the end because there's just so much of it applied from the factory, it's kind of ridiculous. But there we are. And there we are. These are 7/16, I don't know where my 7/16 is. Fitting everything loosely right now. We're fitting it loosely because we have to measure our hose, see how much hose we need. So I would like this one to run along the back here and probably up. So what this one's going to do is this one's going to actually go over top of that one. So we're going to come here with it. Make sure that we light that first. Go through there and come out there. Yeah, that should be great. Oh, again, this is a little bit of a bitch because this stuff fits very, very snug. Rotate it 180 degrees so we can use the bend, and by this one hose going up and this one going down, we're actually locking it in place. This going up and then this side coming down is actually going to hold that in place. Our 7/16. We just cleared the lift and got a bike running. Look at that. I'll put it back where it was supposed to be and everything. Run those in a little bit. Get our 5/30 seconds. Run these in, want everything going in together. Nice and smooth. And you always want to give yourself like an inch or two of free play. So that way you can always take more off the hose if it doesn't. All right, so this will do. Snug that up. That up, fish that through. It goes on pretty good. It's like a little bit more slack so that we don't have so much tension on there. You'll be able to feel it on there. It's kind of exactly where I wanted it to be. This one here, yeah, that's going to fit. So I think what we can do is bring this to here. Let's get our other hose set up. Again, it's a little bit of a bitch. I normally feed these through beforehand. I'm just doing it so it's a somewhat decent how-to video. That'll go in there. Fish a little bit through, and remember our filter element here that we're using is from Fuel Motor. It is much bigger, so that'll hide under there just fine. As long as I can't feel it pushing back against me, which I can on this side. That should sit right in there pretty nice. So yeah, it sits there, so there's obviously no pressure on the back side of it. That means our hoses are far enough in. Now for this, what I'm going to end up doing is probably having this one come. That's probably the way to do it. I'd much rather have a Y fitting on this, which I may end up doing. I'm going to put that. So what you'll do is put your T or your Y, cut, put the rest of your hose run it towards the back. This is why I don't do how-tos, because I'm always unprepared. I run mine right in front of my transmission cover there and right in front of the shift lever. You can put a filter under there. You can run it to a catch can, whatever your preference be. You can. All right, just finalize this. So yeah, most hoses are coiled up. So with the way that the hose naturally wants to go, that's the direction you want it coming up out of the plate, right? Again, super snug here. We don't have to worry about grommets with this setup. This one is currently set up to a T-fitting, which as you can see is not going to work because it's too close to the exhaust, but this gives you a little bit of an idea. So all this is going to have to fill up before it starts to trickle over to the other side. With that being said, I bet you I can get that to work. This is my other side of my brain. So anyway, that hose runs, and there is a bolt that will actually hold it in place. It's one of the case bolts that hold the transmission and the engine together. And then what you do is you just kind of route that real snug like. You could even see I kind of pulled it away from the exhaust. And then it just sits right there in between your engine and transmission. And you can put a filter on it, whatever you want to do with it. This is like maybe a few inches too long. Snip it, put a filter, whatever the customer decides. And yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it without having any extra shit in here. That if the worst case something happens, this pops off, which as you can see I'm pulling on it right now. Doesn't want to go. There it goes. It takes a good bit for that to happen. So this is the way that I found seems to, and it's a clean look. Like I said, I'd really rather have a Y. I'll probably switch it out for him, but it's a matter of pull, push, and we've got a new piece on there. But this will at least function the way it's supposed to until we switch that out.